morning, students. How are you? Hope you all are fine. Okay, students, after revision of two chapters, respiration, exchange of gases, and revision of syllabus for periodic tests, movement in and out of cell, now I'm just going to start a new chapter, coordination and response. I think you are very well aware about meaning of coordination. Yes, coordination is the way all the organs and the system of body are made to work efficiently together. For example, leg muscles are used for running. They need an extra supply of glucose and oxygen. Now, to meet this demand, lungs breathe faster, deeper to obtain extra oxygen, and the heart pumps more rapidly to get oxygen and glucose to the muscles more quickly. Now, the brain detects changes in the oxygen and carbon dioxide content of blood and send nerve impulse to diaphragm, intercostal muscles, heart. In this example, coordination of system is brought about by nervous system. And now come to next, endocrine system. Coordination is only done by nervous system and endocrine system in our body. Now I'm just going to give you an example of endocrine system. Extra supply of glucose needed for running come from liver. Glycogen in liver is changed to glucose, which is released into blood. That conversion of glycogen to glucose is stimulated by a thing called adrenaline. This is a hormone. So, coordination by chemical is brought about by endocrine system where hormones are involved. So in this chapter we will discuss about nervous system, endocrine system. Nervous system work by sending electric impulse along nerves. Endocrine system depend upon release of chemical hormones. And these hormones are carried by bloodstream. One by one in detail we will discuss all the topics in detail, but today I'm just going to give you introduction about nervous system, type of nervous system. After completion of the topic nervous system, all the subtopics related to this, I will start endocrine system. Okay, students, tell me what is the color of this board? Yes, this board is grey in color. Now, in cricket team, here you can see a cricket team. You can see, you have noticed that while the players try to catch a ball and when the ball comes towards them, same ball when it comes toward umpire, he tries to let it pass. So they see the ball with their eyes, they think about it and then they act accordingly. Similarly, even you did the same thing when I asked you the question to answer the color of a board. You saw the color of board, you thought about it and then you gave me answer. So what give reactions to the action? Well, let us try to find an answer. So now let's understand this through example. This is a 2-year-old baby boy. Now he has a normal looking eyes, but let me tell you, this little boy is blind. Now how did this happen? Well, the organ that controls the reaction is brain, and brain is present in our head, and information goes to brain. The brain does the thinking part and then the processed thought or the processed information is then scattered to the different parts of the body, and That is how we give a reaction. So brain control reactions of the body and then it sends the signals. Here you can see brain control the reaction and send the reaction through these fiber-like structures in the body. Now these fiber-like structures also carry information from the sense organs like eyes to brain. Now in this case, if the case is of young boy, what happened was this fiber-like structure from eyes to the brain were faulty, and that is the reason he was blind. Now just like wires carry signals from switch to bulb, and that is how the bulb glows. Similarly, the fiber-like structures carry information from and to the brain. These fiber-like structures are known as neuron, or you can say nerve cells. So brain together with the neurons make a nervous system. Students, you can see that the girl sees that oil is going to spill on her hand. So even before it is happening, she reacts. Similarly, the girl is riding a scooter. She senses that she is about to fall, so she stretches her hand in order to protect herself from a bad fall. So both these girls sees the event through the eyes but reacts from some other body parts. So there has to be some communication network between the eyes or the hands or the legs. So what is providing or what creates this communication network? Well, you see there are fibers-like structures that connecting all the body parts, and these fibers-like structures that form a connecting network in the body is known as neurons. Here you can see the structure of. So just like wires carry electrical signals from a switches to bulb, these neurons carry impulses or messages to different parts of the body. Because they form a connecting network, these nerves together form a nervous tissue. Structure of neuron we will discuss in detail in my next video. Now we have to just discuss the types of nervous system, but before starting we should know all the neurons move towards centrally. Why all the neurons move towards centrally? To understand this, let us understand it with the help of one example. Peter, he just woke up to see fire in his room. He was very shocked. Then he ran away from the room, and so many effects are seen from a single information. When Peter saw the fire through his eyes, the visual impulses were carried to his brain. Brain processed the information and the brain sent the response back to the facial muscles, causing him to change his expression. See how this is happening. Impulses are carried to brain and processed information is coming back to facial muscles, causing his change in expression. Now processed informations are also carried to the different muscles in the body, facilitating him to run away from the room. So information is processed in brain, and processed information is transferred to the different parts of the body via neuron. Now unfortunately, while running away, a wooden stake uh, fell on Peter's back and severely hurt him. He was immediately rushed to a hospital, and there the doctor told his parents that his lower portion of body had become paralyzed. Now Peter's lower portion become paralyzed. What happened? Neurons form a cord-like structure known as spinal cord. Then these neurons then go to brain. So since Peter's back was injured, the spinal cord was damaged, and so spinal cord that connects the body nerves with the brain was affected, and that caused the paralysis of his lower portion of the body. So both brain and spinal cord, both of them are centrally present, so they make up the central nervous system of the body. And now these neuron, you can see in next other side, take information from the sense organ to the spinal cord or brain, are present towards the periphery, and so they form the peripheral nervous system. Now let me ask you a question. Please tell me, between these two people, who do you think will become completely paralyzed? First man has injured his hand and second man injured his head. Yes, second man. This man has a higher chances of become completely paralyzed since he had a head injury. His brain would be affected, and since brain is the place where you go and informations processed, and then the processed informations are transferred to different parts of the body. So affected, if this portion, the brain gets affected, then body might become paralyzed. Now in first case, when a person gets a hand injury, it is possible that nerves present in the hand or the peripheral nervous system gets injured or affected, but it would not cause paralysis in his entire body. It might cause paralysis in his hand, which might get better with time, but not his entire body. So if the central nervous system is affected, it will cause complete paralysis. If the peripheral nervous system gets affected, it will cause permanent paralysis in that portion or not at all. So let's recap everything what we have discussed today. First of all, what is the coordination? It is only the way all organs and systems of the body are made to work efficiently together. Coordination of system is brought by nervous system as well as endocrine system. Today we discussed about only the introduction of nervous system. We discussed about types of nervous system, what is nervous system, central nervous system, peripheral nervous system. What is this nervous system? It is a highly complex part of an animal that coordinates its actions and sensory informations by transmitting the signals to and from different parts of its body. Like wire connects to the wire, transfer the current, so that we can just whenever just we switch on, then lights start glowing, fan start, but it is only because of the wires carry electric current. Same information is passed in the form of signals to and from a different parts of its body. Nervous system takes in information and trigger reactions such as making your muscles move, causing them to feel pain. A very good example I am just giving you. If you touch a hot plate, you reflexively pull back your hands and your nerves simultaneously send pain signal to your brain. This is regarding nervous system. There are two types of nervous system. One is central nervous system, one is peripheral nervous system. Central nervous system controls most functions of the body and mind. It consists of two parts, brain, spinal cord. Brain is the center of our thoughts, interpreter of our external environment, and origin of control our body movement. Peripheral nervous system is a division of nervous system containing all the nerves that lie outside of the CNS. Primary role of the PNS is to connect the CNS to organs, limbs and skin. And in case of central nervous system, spinal cord is used only in case of reflex action, which we will discuss in detail in next video. So dear student, today we cover only an introduction of the nervous system, which cover first page of your book. Next video I'll just cover the structure of neuron, what are neuron, or you can say nerve cell, how they carry the signal, how they transmit signal from one part to another, what is reflex action, what is voluntary activity, what is involuntary activity. We will discuss all these topics related to this central nervous system, or you can say related to this coordination and response, in my next video.
Do you know how we understand when something is hot or cold, or when something is sweet or bitter? Okay, it is our nervous system, which controls all of our senses, like taste, touch, sight, smell, etc. But, do you know what the nervous system is? Okay, let me explain about the nervous system. The nervous system controls all the actions of our body. It has two parts, the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system is comprised of the brain and spinal cord. The peripheral nervous system consists of many nerves, which are spread throughout the body. Let's first understand the brain, its parts, and what they do. Our brain is the most complicated organ of our body. It has three major parts, the cerebellum, cerebrum, and brainstem, which is also known as the medulla. The cerebrum is the biggest part of the brain. It controls our senses, our imagination, and our thoughts. So, whatever we see, touch, taste, smell, think, or imagine is controlled by the cerebrum. The second major part is the cerebellum. It is known as the little brain. It controls our motion, balance, and our ability to learn new things. For example, you can walk without falling because of the cerebellum. Also, it helps with learning any new thing. The third major part is the medulla. It is also known as the brain stem. It does a few things, which are called involuntary actions. It controls our digestion, heartbeat, and breathing. These things happen automatically in our body. We don't have to put any effort here. So now you know about the brain. Can you remember it all? Good. The cerebrum is in charge of sensing, thinking, and imagination. Wow, you're right. The cerebellum is also responsible for muscle movement and control, and it also helps us in learning. Great. You're right about the medulla also. It is running our body from the inside. Now, do you want to learn about the peripheral nervous system? The peripheral nervous system is made up of many nerves, which are present throughout the body. The peripheral nervous system has two functions. Some nerves receive information, like when you taste something. These messages are carried to the brain by these nerves. The nerves which take the message from senses to the brain are called sensory nerves. Other nerves carry messages from the brain to the body. These are called motor nerves. They carry instructions from the brain to the body on what action to take. Like, for example, if you were eating chili, which the brain told you was bitter, so now you're doing a spitting action. All nerves are made up of neurons. A neuron has three major parts: a nucleus, which is the cell body, dendrites, and the axon. Dendrites take in the electric messages to cell bodies. Axons take the message away from the cell body. So dendrites are like entry to a parking lot, and axons are the exit route from parking. So, buddy, do you now know why the brain is important? Good.
So you're going to www.makemegenius.com for science videos.
It also has lots of interesting facts and PowerPoint presentations for children.